पार्टी के तरफ से बात हो, वो तय करके बताएंगे। पार्टी का,
लेकिन जिन्होंने उल्लंघन कर दिया उसके खिलाफ क्या कार्रवाई?
पार्टी बात करेगी और ये रिपीट ना हो ऐसे हिदायत दिया है।
Right, welcome back. Let's now get back to our top story. Since morning we've been tracking and getting you all those exclusive details. We're talking about Pulwama. Massive breakthrough as far as security forces there are considered. Remember, it's not confirmed that the LET mastermind Abu Dujana, who in fact in the last many occasions escaped, but this time around we're still waiting for the official confirmation. But we do know is that 2 terrorists have been neutralized. The identity of one terrorist as Arif, Lelhari, has been ascertained. Let's quickly take the story forward as this Pulwama encounter is underway. My colleague Zeenat, she's there at the site of the encounter, and my colleague Shavan, who has been tracking all the details from here, joining me on this broadcast. Zeenat, I'm coming to you first. In fact, before I go to Zeenat, let's quickly, in fact, tell you the developments in Pulwama encounter since morning. The police sources as well as the higher-ups of the J&K police have confirmed that the 2 terrorists have been neutralized, although they're still not coming on record whether the neutralized terrorist, one of them is Abu Dujana or not. And if and when sources are telling us then that in all probabilities it could be Abu Dujana. Remember, these are preliminary reports. The JK police has not really confirmed it, and when it is confirmed, and if it is confirmed, it is going to be a massive breakthrough for Jammu Kashmir security forces as far as elimination and neutralization of Abu Dujana is considered. I'm quickly now joined by Zeenat, our colleague in Kashmir, tracking the story bit by bit since that encounter broke in the early hours today. Zeenat, it's over to you. What more do we have? Although we are yet waiting for the official word that it's Abu Dujana who has been neutralized, although we do know that the identity of one terrorist has been ascertained. Arif, Lelhari.
Hello?
Yes, Zeenat, can you hear me? Zeenat, if you could hear me, just take us through all the details that you are picking up from the Pulwama encounter site. All right, it seems that there seems to be a bit of a technical snag in that phone line with Zeenat. Let me quickly go across to Shavan. Shavan, what are your sources telling you? Is it just a matter of time? We do wait for the official confirmation, but in all probabilities, remember you've been earlier saying that, attributing it to sources, of course, that more than 90% probability that Abu Dujana was holed up in that house. And since we know that 2 terrorists have been neutralized, the probability of him being one of them is increased. Do you think so? Shavan.
Sakal, official word coming in right now from Jammu Kashmir Police. A dreaded terrorist, Abu Dujana, has been killed. The top DGP now confirming to Republic TV
That's breaking first on Republic, Shavan.
Jammu Kashmir Police SP Vaid confirming to Republic TV that dreaded terrorist Abu Dujana has been killed. That's the final word really coming in. It's a big win for the Jammu Kashmir Police as well as the other forces involved. That's the Rashtriya Rifles as well 2 battalion of the CRPF. Given the fact that for a while now Abu Dujana, that the forces were on the lookout for Abu Dujana. Remember, the fact is that he's the LET divisional commander, categorized as an A++ terrorist. And the fact is that many a times he's given the forces a slip every time an encounter has begun. But this certainly is a huge win for the forces right now in the valley itself, given the fact you've seen the kind of support that Abu Dujana was essentially receiving from the locals in South Kashmir itself. But now we are given to understand around 4:30 this morning, when the cordon and search operation began, we were given to understand that there were suspected terrorists present in that area. Later on, Jammu Kashmir Police officially confirming that there was 100% intel as far as Abu Dujana's presence is concerned. Remember, Abu Dujana, a man from Pakistan who was in South Kashmir itself, was operating out of South Kashmir, becomes a very, very important person because the way he was actually managing the entire activity of the Lashkar-e-Toiba from South Kashmir itself. Someone who joined militancy in 2016 is what we are given to understand. And at the age of 17, remember, he joined the Lashkar-e-Toiba and thereafterwards managed the entire area. He was also, we're given to understand, was in touch with Zakir Musa for a very long time. And the fact was that considered to be a dreaded terrorist who was spotted timing again in several of these funerals of the terrorists. And he was also the same person who was spotted after in the big rally that actually took place soon after Burhan Wani's death. We were given to understand that he was the man that Hafiz Saeed was actually referring to, saying that it was in Burhan Wani's funeral that Abu Dujana was present. So clearly, as far as the forces are concerned, Abu Dujana's elimination becomes a huge win for the security forces.
All right, so breaking first on Republic TV just a while back, final confirmation from Jammu Kashmir Police, the divisional commander of LET, Abu Dujana, who previously escaped on numerous occasions, has been neutralized in the Pulwama encounter by RR Rifles. Also, they were collaborating with JK Police. We have DS Jaiswal joining us on the special broadcast, and we continue to go to Zeenat, my colleague, and Shawan, who's been tracking the agency's reports and intels from Delhi. But coming to Jaiswal, sir, to you first, what a breakthrough. What a breakthrough for security forces in Kashmir Valley, and how consistent have our forces been in terms of neutralizing. But Abu Dujana, no more. The kind of message that it sends across, isn't it?
Yes, of course, it's a great success, and I must congratulate the RR Battalion, which this operation. I've been saying two things for quite some time. One, the terrorist activities by these homegrown terrorists, so-called homegrown terrorists, against his own people, killing Lieutenant Fiaz, etc., the DSP, etc. You see, this has perpetuated internal, I'll call, upheaval amongst the crowd, because they're saying, oh my God, this had to, come up. This is under the surface. There was upheaval which was brewing up. And when these people started killing our own people, this upheaval has come to the fore. And that's why we're getting very specific inputs about the terrorists. And people are fed up. So that's the reason we're getting specific inputs. And these terrorists are being neutralized. Secondly, anyone who joins the ranks of the terrorists, let me tell you, he has a lifespan. 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. He will get neutralized. There was only one which was there in northern Kashmir, in Kupwara area. I'm forgetting his name. He was surviving for long. 95 he joined. But the rest of the people, they've met their fate. Whosoever is here. So these people, their end will come. And that is why it's a message to rest of the youth who've joined. You have no future except your one-way ticket going up. Better is to surrender and join the mainstream. It's a message. No one can survive. Because the intelligence is now coming in. Very specific. The people, there has been upheaval. They will themselves tell where these terrorists are. And this is exactly what happened in the mid-90s when we were getting specific inputs and a lot of terrorists were neutralized. That's how from 5,000 the figures came down a hell of a lot.
All right. So let's quickly go across to Shawan, since you pointed out and flagged that the intel, how vital intel inputs can be, and how bang on and accurate our intel inputs in Kashmir Valley, our agencies have been. Shawan, let me quickly get you in. You've been tracking this very, very closely, Shawan. In fact, more than 10 occasions that Dujana managed to escape earlier, but this time it was finally his end. Tell us more about the intel networks and how security forces have been trying to trace him, and finally a big breakthrough for them there.
Well, Sakul, it's not once that we have seen Abu Dujana has managed to give the security forces the slip, but it's 11 times. Remember, that becomes a big number. Now, also the fact is that Abu Dujana was someone who was at some point in time receiving a lot of support from the locals in South Kashmir itself. But it was after the killing of an overground worker from the Lashkar-e-Toiba, Yusuf, and we're given to understand that he was behind the killing of Yusuf. That actually led to the downfall of Abu Dujana. And by the day, the support was also decreasing, and that is something that the security forces did take advantage of, given the fact that there was 100% intel as far as his presence is concerned. Around 4:30 this morning is when the cordon was actually laid by the Jammu Kashmir Police, SOG, as well as the CRPF and the Rashtriya Rifles. Thereafter there was intense gun battle which actually continued. And also, once again, the recurring problem right now in the valley, and something that the forces actually face on a daily basis, is the fact that when an encounter is going on, you would see massive stone pelting actually taking place. That's exactly what happened. Also, local mosques, they were actually trying to mobilize the crowds. There were announcements that were being made in the local mosque to actually help those terrorists who were trapped by the forces. So it went on for a couple of hours. We are given to understand before the IED was also used to blast the area where they were actually staying, so ensure that they do not manage to escape. After the intense gun battle, IED blast actually took place in that very area. Now we are given to understand DGP of Jammu Kashmir Police officially confirming to Republic TV that the dreaded terrorist of Lashkar-e-Toiba, that is Abu Dujana, has been killed in the valley.
Shravan, let's quickly go across to our colleague Zeenat. She, in fact, is reporting from Pulwama. Zeenat, this pattern that we have seen, not only in terms of the breakthrough, but how they actually take the local civilians as a cover, they take shelter in their houses, and also the fact that those evacuation procedures carried out by security forces are so extreme and sensitive in nature, but then seeing to it that there are no civilian casualties, there is no collateral damage. Tell us more about it, because you've covered all these encounters live on numerous occasions for Republic TV.
Dujana, who has been active in the valley since 2012. He's been active in Kashmir for a long 5 years, and he's a Pakistani-based militant and plus A++ category who was having a bounty of some 12+ lakhs on his head. Today he has been neutralized by the security forces in the Hakripora area of Pulwama in South Kashmir. When we talk about the Abu Dujana, he has been very active in Kashmir Valley, has been carrying all the attacks, have been recruiting the new breed in the militancy. But the important part of Abu Dujana was that he remained active for 5 years, was that he was very quick in disguising himself. Sometimes you used to find him in an old man's get-up, and sometimes a very young one, sometimes with a beard and sometimes with a clean shirt, sometimes with a long hair or sometimes with a short. So that became very difficult for the security forces to actually identify the person. But today, yes, the inputs were there that he has been trapped, though before this he has given a slip to the Jammu and Kashmir Police and other security agencies.
Right, Seerat.
15 times on record that they were not able to neutralize him. But this time the house in which he was trapped, our sources are telling us, belongs to the father-in-law of the Abu Dujana.
Okay.
He was his girl
okay.
was back to Dujana.
All right. Zeenat, just stay there. Zeenat, we're really running short of time. We'll be, of course, carrying the story forward later in the day as well. Meanwhile, many thanks, Zeenat, and our video journalist Mubashir, who's bringing those visuals to us, and also Shravan and General Bakshi for joining us on this particular story. Here on Republic TV, we're breaking first. Abu Dujana, the divisional commander of LeT, who escaped 11 times, is no more. A very short break. We'll be back. Stay with us.